if you want to like take it on as your career, what it actually entails is there are so many different areas and parts of it. You can become a user researcher, which is the early part of design, the design thinking process itself. You can make a career out of that, out of becoming, say, a user experience researcher, or you can become a UX strategist or a user experience person totally. You can get into like, say, wireframing, and like there's also service design, designing how something would work from beginning to end, kind of almost designing the business model and every little bit of it. Or you could even get into the later part of it, which is the user interface design. So there's like technical aspects to it, there's a more generic aspect to it, there's multiple different titles, job titles that you can take on if you take on design thinking. There's like a foresight team. A lot of companies these days, the big ones is, at least, are starting to have innovation labs. They are starting to get a group of people together. They've got like a, say, a product manager, a UX designer, user researchers, and all of these people. And then they're looking at what are we going to be doing 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, and how can we design those things. Say, for example, even if you take Swiggy, it started off as a just food delivery, and now they've expanded into doing what Dunzo does, and then they've expanded into Instamart groceries. So basically they already have the infrastructure for they have delivery personnel, and then they can they have everything that they need to get anything from point A to point B. So what that thing is what they're like also like expanding into. So the innovation team would be, I don't know about Swiggy, but I'm just like giving you an example. So the innovation team would be looking at, hey, what can we do 5 years down the line? What else can we do? So like coming up with new things, and doing the research on what people really need, identifying needs, identifying insights, bringing that back, prototyping, coming up with ideas, testing it out, doing a bit of A/B testing, seeing whether things work. So those are the kind of things that would most probably happen in innovation labs. And then once you have the idea, it's like a baby, you're getting it to grow a little bit, and then you put it out into the real world and see how it works out, because you don't just test out ideas in a big scale, you test it out in a small way and see how it works. So so if you take on design thinking, there's design strategy, there's design research. If you go into this with a design background, you already understand what, like, the whole idea of design thinking is applying the way a designer thinks in like the real world, in doing anything else, not just in the traditional modes of design. So being with a design background, you bring that into design thinking with whatever your background is. If you have a teaching background, you take that, and then you see it's just something that you add on as a layer to absolutely anything that you're doing, whatever your core field is.